Hello friends, good evening. I am back with a new game. This is my fifth game in the short game series, and today I'm going to show you a very memorable win for me. This was played 20 years ago. Yes, you heard it right, 20 years ago. And I won this game against a strong Russian grandmaster, Oleg Korneev, whose rating was 2600 at that time. So this was played in the year 2000, and I was playing with black pieces. And the tournament was Ubeda Open in Spain. Yeah, I remember it. It was winter time. I went there in January 2000, and this game was played there. So I hope you will learn something from this game. It's a very nice short win against a very strong player. So let's see the game. So the game started with e4, and I will play the opening moves quickly because there is not much to explain there. So here, yes guys, so this was the Sveshnikov variation, which is very popular nowadays, and this was played there. So my opponent played the main line, g5, a6, knight a3, b5, and now he played knight d5, which is the, I'll just check whether I'm live, then I'll continue. Just a moment. Okay, I think I'm live. Yeah. Yes. Just a moment. Just a moment. Okay, I think I'm live. Yeah. Okay, so this was the main line, and here the most popular move here is bishop e7. I think this most of the people know. But here I played a very interesting move. I played queen a5 check. So remember guys, this game was played 20 years ago and there were not many computers at that time. I remember that in 96 I didn't have a laptop, in 2000 I didn't have a laptop computer. So I had preparation with books only, the old fashioned way. So this line I had prepared by book only. So yeah, queen a5 check, and now white has to play bishop d2 here. And I came back queen d8. And now my opponent played bishop d3. Actually here in this line, if white wants to draw the game, he can simply play bishop g5 here. And if black repeats with queen a5 check, then bishop d2 is just a draw. So remember, if you're playing against an inferior opposition, you should not play this line because this will just end in a draw. But since at that time my opponent was very highly rated, 2600 grandmasters, so, and I was very young, so he said that he thought that he shouldn't draw here. So yes, so here after queen d8, sorry, yeah, so just a moment, yeah, just a moment, yes, so here he played bishop d3 guys. So just a moment, whether everything is fine. Yeah. Is the board proper for you? There is some problem in the board. Just a moment. Let me just put this here. Yeah, probably now it will be better for you. Yeah. Okay. So he played bishop d3 here. And now I took knight into d5, ed5, and I played knight e7. I remember that I was on my own here. I didn't know the theory after this. So basically those days we didn't prepare too deeply. So I think we both were on our own at this point. And my opponent played c4, a very dangerous move for me. And I thought for quite some time here. And I decided to sacrifice the pawn and play g6. Because once I take the pawn with bc4, then after knight c4, I didn't like my position because here bishop a5 is coming and queen a4 check is coming, and my king feels unsafe on e8. So I thought I must safeguard my king very quickly, and I sacrificed the pawn there. So I decided to play with initiative. So I played g6 here. My opponent captured the pawn, cb5, and I developed with bishop g7. My idea is to castle as quickly as possible and then push forward with my king side pawn majority. As you see that I have 4 pawns in the king side and my opponent has only 3. So in the rules of chess it is mentioned that you should play in the side where you have the pawn majority. So my play has to be in the king side. In the queen side, I'm already lost the game because he is having 4 pawns in the queen side and I'm having only 2 here. So in the queen side, I have lost the battle, but I have to go all out in the king side. So that's what I thought. So bishop g7, my opponent castled, I castled. And here he played a good move, bishop c4. If he takes on a6 here, black doesn't have any problems after bishop into a6 because bishop a6, rook a6, and now the pawn on d5 is under attack. So if he defends it at bishop c3, then I have queen a8, and the pawn on d5 is doomed anyway with a very good center for black. So he did not do that. So after castle, he played bishop c4, and now I played my usual idea with f5. I am not bothered with the queen side at all. I am not even looking at the queen side here. So after f5, my opponent played queen e2, which I didn't like much, and I played f4, another good move in my opinion. Now I am threatening to play f3 also, followed by nf5 and d4. So here my opponent played f3 to stop the f3 advance from me, and now I played knight f5 with the simple idea of going to knight d4. And now my opponent played knight c2. So till now it was my opponent was feeling okay and everything is fine, but here I played a move which rattled my opponent completely. So can you guess the move? So one good advice is you can pause the video here and you can think about my next move, that what black would have played next. And once you think for say some time, and then you should restart the video. I think that is a better way of understanding this position. So I'll go ahead. And here I played a very fantastic move, knight g3 in my opinion, attacking both queen and the rook. So white is forced to take, and I took now. And now my idea is very primitive. I just want to go queen h4 and mate my opponent. Now for some strange reason, my opponent played rook c1, which is totally not a good move. Here the only move for my opponent was to take this dangerous pawn with bishop e1. So he should play bishop e1 here. And now I'll go queen h4, and now he must take on g3 and queen g3. Still black is slightly better here because I have the dangerous black bishop here, plus I have rook f4, rook h4 ideas, but still white is in the game. But my opponent, perhaps he underestimated me and he played rook c1 here. And now I just played queen h4. Now I'm threatening mate in 2 with queen h2 check and queen h1 check. So here my opponent played bishop to e3. Now idea is queen h2, king f1, queen h1, and then bishop g1 can come. So for example, to show you, so I'll go queen h2 check, king f1, queen h1, and bishop g1 defends the game. So this was his idea. But perhaps he just didn't see my next move, which is very powerful move. I just played, okay, this is also one position for you. So you can pause the video here and think about the next move. So here I played e4, guys. This is a very nice move. And now white is kind of paralyzed here because he can never take fe4. And now I'm threatening to play queen s2 check and then e into f3 and bishop h3 check and then g2 check. So all kind of threats are there. So here my opponent was almost lost. So he played knight e1 here. And now I played queen h2 check, king f1, gave queen h1, bishop g1, and I went bishop d4. So now white has nothing much. So he played queen e4. I got queen g1 check, king e2, and I played bishop f5. And now my opponent is totally lost because the rook is coming to e8 and it's a mate. And the king is a very sorry figure here. So here my opponent just resigned. So this is it, guys. This is one of my most memorable victories against a very strong grandmaster, Oleg Korneev from Russia. Played 20 years back in Spain. So I hope you liked the game and learned something from it. Hope to meet you in the next video very soon. Thank you so much.